Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon. I'm joined by Gina Marie Gerzon.
Hello, world.
As always, running point, social media coordinator, destroyer.
What's up?
He is Rockland County's own Joe Harris, really. So, the Brooklyn Nets fans out there will understand that reference.
The five of you.
Well, I can think of at least one other Net fan quickly off the top of my head, and Bobby DeLeon,
Right, yeah.
who actually just referred us a new client. Did you go to school with Tobin Phillip, or is he much younger than you? When did you graduate high school?
2017.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He played tennis, but he was at least 3 years younger than you, I think. So, whatever. Anyway, he'll be here soon. So, thank you, Bobby. Anyway, it is, well, today at least, it's a little cooler, even though it's May 1st and it's a Saturday in New York. But we did break 80 this week.
Yeah.
It was above 80. And then tomorrow it's going to be back towards 80 again.
And I think next week, too, is going to be in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's like solid.
Yeah.
But today's turning out to be a gorgeous day. It started in the 40s, but I think it's going to be in the 60s and sunny.
Yeah. And just a lot of pollen. That's the only downfall right now.
Definitely. It's been...
How's the pollen been affecting your runs?
I mean, luckily, I was really surprised this week because I'm normally the worst with allergies. Luckily, this week it hasn't hit me yet, but I feel like this morning I started feeling it.
Yeah.
So
like
maybe
in the throat or like, yeah.
Throw it.
the tickle in the throat. Yeah. It's on its way, but so far, I mean, I have like an inhaler and everything.
Which is good. I mean,
I'm prepared.
preparation is the key.
Some people just call that a vape pen, but we get what you're getting at.
A wild hit.
I mean, my car is red, but it's really green right now. So
It's almost like it's got a green vinyl wrapping.
it's really pretty gross there. But yeah, gonna need a car wash. So
My dumbass always touches my face after I open up my car door. I'm just like, well, I guess I'm not breathing or seeing anything today.
As a kid, I was always like drawing cars with those.
Oh,
God.
really?
Yeah, and I'm probably not acknowledging that that's like the big reason why all my allergies were always terrible. I was like full on sticking my
I'm immune.
yeah.
It'll never happen to me.
Since we already started speaking about that, and like how has your week been going? I know school has been crazy. You didn't get your weekly weigh-in,
Yeah.
but any strength training on top of the running?
Yeah, I got in so far 18 miles this week. I'll probably hit another run either today or tomorrow.
Nice.
Excellent.
Maybe both. I got in a couple of strength training days this week.
I saw
I
that.
think 2 so far. And I'm still sore from the last one, so I'm assuming it went pretty well.
Excellent.
How about any jump shots? You get any of those up?
I did get a few jump
Nice.
shots up this week. I've been working on. See, the driveway's sort of full of stuff right now, so I really only have like the left, like elbow
Yeah.
to work with. But that's automatic, right? So
All right, there you go.
you just got to know your spot.
Exactly.
Like LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah. Mello, Kobe,
Yeah.
they had their very specific spots they would get to.
Pull up to the elbow. I was working on the wrist action a lot this week.
Nice. Beef.
Yeah.
Look at the wrist.
So, unfortunately, I got 0 jump shots up this week because we were supposed to pick up a basketball hoop. I went to go get it. I actually, on the way there, I ordered a basketball online because I was like, I'll pick it up from Dick's on the way home, on the way back to the gym. And I get to the place, right? And I guess it's my fault for trying to save money. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to assemble a new basketball hoop, so I was like, let me buy a used one on Facebook Marketplace. I get there, I go to move it. I'm not weak, so I go to move it. I'm like, this thing's not fucking moving. And the woman's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, the base is still full. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll go drain it. Pull the plug. I'm like, this is weird. She goes, it's full of sand. And I'm like, okay, so like 200-300 pounds of sand. I'm gonna try and move this.
Expecting anybody to do, I don't know.
And she's just watching me. I actually had to. I put a dolly underneath it, luckily I had a dolly with me, so I put that underneath it. I drag it on top. I get it all the way to the van, kick the dolly off, try to put it in the back of the Sprinter van. I did get it almost in there, and then finally I was just like, this base is really old and wobbly. Like, with my luck so far today, that will explode in the back of the truck on the way here, and I'll be cleaning sand for an hour. So I was like, listen, lady, I'm not taking it. So I was like, I'm out.
What'd she say?
She was like, oh no, I understand. So
Yeah.
she was cool. Like, she was cool about it. Like, she didn't try to like be like, no, I'm not giving you, like, I need the money. Well, I was just like,
Well, I'd be like, screw that.
yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm out.
I mean, not for anything.
I was like, maybe if I find someone, I'll come back. But I was like, I don't know when I'll get this van again. So regardless, I did find one online. I'm gonna purchase one and just put it together and fill it with water.
Like a normal.
Yeah, and then like put one of the sandbags on the back of it, you know, because we have plenty of those here to work out with. So
Definitely.
no, I'm not gonna fill it with sand. Like, fuck that shit. So yeah, that's why I got 0 jump shots up. Lord knows I need to get some up because I'm rusty as fuck. But
Yeah. Me and my buddy are gonna start running some like one-on-one soon. So
Nice.
to get out to like prep, so just going in completely.
we should host a 2-on-2 tournament here.
That's a good idea.
Raise some money for shelter dogs.
Yeah,
Hey, there we go.
I like that.
Hell yeah. We'll call it the Big Dog Tournament.
Get some
We
bets
need to
going.
get some kind of impartial ref though. Someone we know that's gonna be fair.
Yes, who would that be?
And not call any elbow checks.
Tim Van Dyne.
Oh,
He is a basketball ref.
this is true. And he'll get right in your face, too, about it.
Yeah.
He's solid.
Real foul shots and
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like 6'12", so
The same
like
man that married us.
yeah. If anybody tries to like talk back to him, he'll just fucking stomp us. So he'll keep us all in
He's
check.
a very logical, however, holy man.
Yes. So Pastor Van Dyne, if you're available for our 2-on-2 tournament, we'd love
And
to have you
takes no shit.
officiate another Overdrive event.
I'm sure he'd love to do that.
So boom. So today, what we are talking about.
Eat more whole foods.
Eat more whole foods, right? And the reason why we're talking about that is, it's starting to get nicer out. People want to look better for the summer, and they want to eat better. But there's this like stigma where, and it's been going on for decades, where people are like, they associate with getting fit with drinking protein shakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the first things you always are asked as a trainer. Or someone working in strength and conditioning, as soon as someone starts working out, they go, what's the best protein shake? I'm like, eat fucking more food. Like, no, but shakes will make me better. I'm like, so will food.
Yes.
So
but
like,
is that your best choice? Is that your healthiest choice?
Yeah.
Is that your first choice? Like, make better choices first.
and now we're at a point where like, the amount of problems that we bitch about in the first world are insane. So people would be like, well, this protein powder is garbage. Whey doesn't agree with me. They'll go pea or collagen or fucking other bullshit, other protein. Like, why? Animal protein is the highest quality, is it not?
Yes, this is very true.
All right, so then as you start to go down, like, in quality, sometimes, like pea protein, for instance, right? It can actually strip you of
Large
minerals.
amounts, yeah, it can strip your body of calcium. But then
You
would have
leach
to-
calcium, right?
Yeah,
That's
it
what
leaches
you would
calcium
yeah.
from right. So you would have to replace that with. But that's where, just having protein shakes as your main source of protein is not the best choice. It's like, whether it's whey protein or pea protein or brown rice protein or egg white protein or soy protein, or the protein powders should always be your secondary. It should be like if it's in a pinch, or maybe if it's your last meal, or you're trying to fill the gap somewhere, or you carry it maybe with you. It's like, damn it, I don't know if I'm gonna have time. At least I have something to sustain me for a little while until I get to my next meal, or in an emergency,
Mm-hmm.
I like to use protein powder too as an addition to other things. So like if we were making a smoothie, what else could you fill that smoothie with besides just protein powder and water?
Yeah.
Or milk or almond milk or whatever the case. What else? What other things can you choose from to give you that complete meal? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And well, animal protein too. I mean, it's the quality at the end of the day. It's the quality at the end of the day. So what were you getting at? And then
No, I mean it's all the same shit I wanted to get at too, and just that you know, you also want to think about bang for your buck, like not only like in a financial situation, but also like if you're watching your macros and your calories, right? So like some people will be like, oh, I'll eat a Beyond Burger, right? Well, awesome, you just had a shit ton of canola oil and fat added to that too, but you're trying to eat lean. Right. Now I know you may not like if you have your preferences about like not eating animals, fine. But at the same time, where you're sacrificing quality in your protein and other shit, right? You're gonna have to give up the fact that you're gonna eat more fat, and even more carbs in some instances, while never hitting your protein needs. So, you know, at the end of the day, what is it like? I get it. We know some people that cannot have red meat. It actually does not agree with them.
Yes.
They go straight to the bathroom.
Absolutely.
So we're not going to sit here and be like, eat lean beef. Like, no, if it doesn't work with you, fine. But like, if you're just choosing not to eat it because you don't want to kill animals, but you ride in a fucking car and put on mascara that are all from animal products, then like, who the fuck are you? You're contradictory. Just shut the fuck up, right? Also, bang for the buck. You're going to spend $50 for some fucking designer protein that's medium quality at most, right? Because it's not whey. So it's, let's say, bone broth, collagen, pea. What else is there?
Well, collagen, first of all, is a horrible source of protein. It actually does not help with recovery. There's a lot of these companies out there that are trying to tout the fact that it's excellent for sports performance and recovery. It's actually lacking very specific amino acids to make that claim. So I wouldn't even put that in the same category.
Well, let's do it for the sake of this conversation because it's expensive.
Right, and that's the selling point is all of these claims. So
yeah, it's the flavor of the week in the nutrition industry right now.
And a lot of times when you have when you have animal protein, so whether that is milk protein or egg protein, so you have your whey and your egg protein, your egg white protein, those have the naturally complete branched chain amino acids, the ones that you don't that you actually need to take in and your body doesn't manufacture on their own from food, so we need to actually take them in outside of ourselves, so right, to complete to allow our body to do its job.
Which means you're spending even more money than just on the protein, because now you're going to have to get those in addition
so when we have more of the plant-based and again, it's choice, but when you have more of the plant-based, they're normally adding those BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, in because it's lacking in its own constitution. So normally you'll find that those proteins, those protein powders could very well be more expensive as well. And again, that's a choice, but we're always looking at quality. You need to read the ingredients. That as natural a state as it can be is where you want it to be. So whether you buy a chicken breast or whether you buy a cottage cheese or whether you buy some beans or quinoa these things are raw and unadulterated, right? The most unadulterated that we can, an apple, some spinach, those things are real in and of itself. They're in their natural state. There's not much done to it. And how can we make it amazing and delicious? So we start to combine those things to create that complete meal.
And another thing, like going back to bang for the buck, right? So what I just don't understand is people will do shit like this and then complain they don't have money, right? They don't have money to spend on other things. All right, well, you just paid $50 for a fucking bullshit tub of low-quality protein, but you fed into the advertising, so that's why you think it's awesome, even though there's no real fucking studies that say it's superior. Then you have to add in the BCAAs.
I got all excited. I spilled my coffee.
So there's like another $30 for the month. So now you're down to $80, right? Just so you can have that one fucking snack of like possibly 15 grams of protein later. Then we look at your lunch, and you're only eating 2 ounces of fucking chicken. Eat 6 ounces. Like, why the fuck would you? Why? Chicken's like $2 a pound. Like, chicken breast, $2 a pound. Just eat more of that. Like, why go out of your way to spend this money so you feel like you're eating healthier? Like, your bank account's no healthier. Like, you're stripping your body instead of actually feeding it.
Well, it allows you to be more conscious of, even when you're on a budget, whether it's animal-based or plant-based or a combination of those two things. Supermarkets are always doing sales. That's where you start to get a little bit more savvy, like, okay, well, the quinoa's on sale today, or the sweet potatoes are on sale today, or the pinto beans are on sale today, or, you know, the chicken breast is on sale today, or, you know, that company of eggs is on sale today, or whatever. So you can start to combine, be a little bit more, you know, shopper savvy, and you can start to use that in your favor. The problem, I think, people are right away, they want to get healthy again all of a sudden. Oh, I got to start drinking protein shakes because I need to build muscle. The point is you need to fill your body with good things to help and resistance train in order to build muscle. Mm-hmm. And you need to sleep well and recover well. So if you're not eating properly, most of the time that has a large effect on how you're sleeping and how you're performing, period. So when we start to actually take note of the things that we're pulling into our body, putting into our body, and the fact that the majority of people, Americans in general, are so underfed regarding protein, and that's where a lot of the immune issues, lack of muscle mass, recovery, mood issues, like a lot of that stuff is happening because there's the processed foods, those foods that have all the canola oil, vegetable oil, sugar, saturated, a lot of the crazy preservatives, and they're not getting, you know, I'm sorry to say, but, you know, fast food and all this other stuff, and we're down to eat, like when we want to eat something, we eat something, so we're not against, you know, the fast food chains or whatever, but allowing more of the good stuff into your system, it's amazing how much better you function. Just making those simple changes. And we're not saying to not use protein powder or have a protein bar, but look at the ingredients and maybe not just, you know, swish, swish, shake it up in your shaker bottle with a little bit of water and think like, oh, I did my good deed for the day. Maybe you want to put it in a blender and throw some spinach in there, throw some almond milk in there, throw a banana in there, throw some almond butter in there, or cashew butter or whatever. I know I got some of our members that absolutely freaking love cashew butter, and they'd kill you if you took it away from them. But the point is that give your body balance. Allow it. How am I going to make myself feel its best? I really, you know, my goal is to maybe lose 20 pounds this year. Then let's do it. What's the best way? What is not the fastest route, but the healthiest route? So how can we do that? How can we put more value onto our goal? Right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And just because you pick up a tub of protein powder, like, look at the ingredients. Where is it coming from? If there's as little ingredients as possible, then maybe that's a better choice from the other choices that are there. You know, most of the time when you go into the 7-Eleven and it's in the refrigerated case, then, dude, maybe that's not the best option for you. You know, go grab yourself maybe an egg white flatbread or something. Like, I would say that's a better choice. And there's apples and bananas and oranges on the shelf over there, too, in the 7-Eleven. Grab one of those, you know, and maybe grab a skim milk with it or something.
Yeah, like, eat to enjoy your food.
Like, we're talking about food volume, so that's another thing I think we wanted to talk about too, is food volume. So like when we talk about our athletes that that, maybe the ones that just start training with us and they don't know how to eat and they're wondering why they feel so sluggish all the time and they're underweight or they're way overweight and somebody referred them, or even our adults, well, I eat one meal a day and I haven't been sleeping that great, and my 40 needs some work, or my bench press is lacking, or whatever the case. I just need to lose this weight so I can feel better. So we need to look at what is the food quality and what is the food volume. So like, dude, if you're just eating a plate of pasta at night and you're falling asleep at the dinner table, but I ate 2 plates of pasta. My mom gave me 2 plates. But would you consider that healthy? Where's the salad with it? Where's the protein with it? Did you have, are you hydrating along with that meal? Is that's your only meal of the day? That's why you feel like shit. Or people who like, I normally don't eat until noon, and then I'll have because I'm trying to intermittent fast, or, it says you'll lose more weight if I'm not trying to eat for 12 hours or 16 hours a day or whatever. Like, but what is that comprised of? Like, what's the rest of your day comprised of? Your food volume. If you're in a fat loss phase, you're trying to lose that weight. You need energy for your track meet later that day. I'm sorry, but not eating until right before the race is not exactly the best idea. Or, not eating because you think you're going to throw up is not exactly the best idea. Like, try to eat in healthy volume. So, like, maybe you have a grilled chicken sandwich with a slice of cheese and avocado, and you have an apple on the side. I mean, I would say for an athlete or any human being, that's pretty decent. Mm-hmm. Or, you know what? My mom made this batch of, like, curry quinoa, and there's some tofu in it, and she made this delicious salad. I'm going to pack that. Dude, that's freaking awesome. You got your protein from your tofu and your quinoa. You got plenty of vegetables in the salad. You got maybe some raisins and some pineapple in there in the quinoa too. And then you have your, 24-ounce bottle of water. I mean, hydration, protein, carb, fat, you're there. Whatever the case. We have a lot of people that are eating culturally too, a lot of ethnic foods. There's no way you can't do it. We want to think about sustaining you for a long period of time. Even in a fat loss phase where you're trying to say, lose some body fat, lose some weight, what's going to fill you up and make you feel satisfied for 3 to 5 hours or maybe longer if you're working? What's going to fuel you through your workout so you're not starving and collapsing in the middle of the turf or on the field or whatever the case. That should never happen, ever. And if that is happening, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say so?
Absolutely. And usually by the time that, like, let's say you feel like shit after a game or after a workout because you're so depleted, you're not eating properly. You're living off fucking shakes that don't fill you up. So your stomach's always like rumbling. By the time the workout's over, you're feeling like shit, you have the shakes, whatever it is, it's too late. Like, you already did the damage. You're not going to be able to just chug a Gatorade and like totally recover. It might make you feel a little bit better, but like, you already did the damage. You're going to have to start eating well consistently, more whole foods day after day, so there is some sort of compounding effect, right? And what gets me is, like, people drink protein shakes out of convenience. Oftentimes they're not that convenient because it's like they're not that filling, okay? So in order to make them filling, let's make a smoothie. Now all of a sudden you're 7 to 10 minutes into it by like putting in the ice and then finding the right fruit and mixing it all together and blending it and then pouring it into a glass. And oh my God, the glass isn't big enough because I put so much fucking ice in there. So I'm going to have to drink it out of the blender bottle or, pour another glass of it. It's like in that whole time, you could have eaten a real meal. Like,
but the point is that these are priorities too, and what maybe you can prep the night before. Like, it's all about what you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we have smoothies too. Like,
no, I know, but what I'm saying is, like, that's not, you're doing all that for low quality shit.
Oh, well, yeah.
When, like, you could have had a fucking piece of steak. And a bag of frozen vegetables. Or like, even for my case, when I'm in a pinch here, but I need to eat. I didn't have time to go out and get anything. I didn't prepare the day before. I can have 2 packets of tuna. Microwave some fucking minute-ready white rice. Mm-hmm. And throw in a whole bag of frozen veggies. Mm-hmm. I'd much rather have that over a scoop of protein and 2
Throw some
scoops of
olive
ice.
oil on there or something.
Exactly.
You know, or like maybe a vinaigrette we made with olive oil.
And that
or
whole
something.
meal is less than $8 and less than 5 minutes of your time.
And then it's
So,
just about,
like,
getting more
what the
savvy
hell?
with, right?
Mhm.
With just preparation. And we know that, right? So most of us, when we're taking an exam or a test, or your brain needs calories, it actually needs that glucose to function properly. We need a certain amount, or then we start to pull from different places, but doesn't always feel so good to do that. So we have all these athletes taking these exams, especially now online. A lot of the parents, the adults are working online. You're sitting in front of a computer, which that in and of itself, on the phone, Zoom calls, this, that, and the other thing, punching that keyboard, deadlines and whatnot. When we're sitting, and our brain is using so much of that specific energy, that very important energy, if you're not being fueled properly, grabbing for the protein bars and just drinking a protein shake, or maybe eating a candy bar or whatever, it's not going to allow you to function at your best. And at the end of the day, what is going to allow you to be most efficient? What is going to allow you to be most productive? And at the end of the day, too, productive in your work environment, productive in your training environment, productive in your life, in your family environment. So if you're feeling shitty and you snap at your kids, or you snap at your husband or your wife, or your mom or your dad or another teammate, like, you gotta take a step back and be like, dude, I'm sorry, I haven't eaten yet today. Like, oh, that may be where it's coming from. Fill your plate with good shit.
Guilty.
Half your oh, he never gets hangry.
Never.
But then
I'm a
again, that's
peaceful
where,
human being.
did we plan properly for that moment or that day? You know what I mean? Make the most of your goals. Plan accordingly. Like I posted the other day, even with hydration. Fail to prepare, and then just prepare to fail then. Because that's always the case. It's always the case. Your food should be all different colors at all different times. If you're creatures of habit and you like to just eat the same things, then just prep that. If you like to have a shit ton of broccoli on your plate, and that's a lot of what you like, then do it. If you only like chicken and fish, then okay, just try to do different. Maybe chicken thigh, or chicken breast, or chicken legs. Maybe you have halibut, or maybe you have swordfish, or maybe you have tuna, or maybe you have salmon, or whatever. Just give yourself variety. You don't like so many grains, or maybe you just want to go sweet potatoes and potatoes. I'll have purple potatoes. Maybe I'll have gold potatoes. Yukon gold potatoes. Maybe I'll have russet potatoes. Give yourself some variety though. Switch things up a bit. Apples and bananas. Maybe have a Granny Smith apple. Maybe have, just have different things. Give yourself variety. You're going to get nutrients out of each of those types of foods too. The protein shakes are, what is it the RDA require? Just like cereals, fortified stuff. Allow your body to make the most of what it's taking in. But that's a choice for you too. So or even with alcohol, I'm gonna have a couple protein shakes, and I'm gonna have 16 ounces of wine tonight because tonight's my cheat night. Dude, that's really fucking smart.
You're fucking up your recovery too. You're drinking all that alcohol. You're not gonna
At the end of the
sleep.
day, it always fucks with you. It always does. Make good choices. And don't fucking slash your calories. I'm just gonna eat this, and I'm gonna eat that, and I'm gonna have my how many ounces of tequila, or whatever the case. At the end of the day, it always bites you in the ass. Make good choices at the end of the day. You will feel better. You will function better. Your numbers will go up. Your performance will be there. Your boss will give you a raise. Let's put that out there. You'll ace your exams.
You can't out-train a bad diet. You can't do all these shortcuts and expect to have long-term results. You will hit a wall, crash and burn really fast, a lot faster than you think. It may be going well for 4 weeks, but it's going to take 8 weeks to recover from all the damage that you did because you were being reckless. Let's just face it, right? So
balance is important. Balance.
eat
But
more foods. Food.
things
Real
that you
food.
actually have to chew.
Yeah.
Chewing is good. Mastication. Say that again.
I can't spell it.
Are you asking me to spell it? that what?
If you want. Put you on the spot.
No.
Siri, how do you spell mastication?
Hello?
So yeah, at the end of the day, just eat more whole foods, right? They're delicious. They're more filling. Maybe to you that's more boring, but for most people that are always looking for the best supplement, right? They're always looking for shortcuts. They never do the boring work, and they're always complaining about never reaching their goal. Very successful people always do the boring work.
That's
So
very
maybe filling your plate with more food in place of having a supplement 2 hours later is not as sexy. Well, bitching about not reaching your goal and constantly being overweight and fat is not sexy either. So pick one.
And the supplementation will not work unless you're really solid in your nutrition and your training.
Yes.
But those two things have to be very, very on point in order for your supplementation to do its work for you. So if all you're doing is filling it with shit, then I wanted to say something else, but you were going to say something?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I have nothing else to say.
okay.
Destroyer?
Yeah, I mean, it's like buying all the gear before you, like, put up a shot.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
true.
like buying a shooting sleeve and a headband before you even, like...
You trying to trigger me right now, bringing up shooting sleeves? Because that's how you really get me to rant.
The high socks, or like with anything, like with film, people buy all the cameras and the lights and the mics before they know how to edit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just all about like feeling like you're part of the lifestyle. When, like,
Posers?
eating a fuck ton of food and looking good.
Yeah.
It's
You're trying to tell
the better
Spray painting the abs in.
you're trying to tell people about your new obsession, your new hobby. People that don't give a fuck about it anyway.
Yeah.
It's just like people constantly walking around a protein shaker. It's like, you think anyone's gonna stop you in the street and be like, that guy works out?
And honestly, if that's the only time that you're getting in your protein, dude, you are way under.
Yeah.
That one protein shake ain't doing shit for you. Seriously.
I'd rather stuff my face
Seriously.
in 3 big meals a
It
day.
ain't doing shit for you. That's like totally even under what the recommended daily allowance would be for the minimum requirement for somebody who was bedridden. And if we're training like this, you're not bedridden. Vitamins and minerals, that's what it's giving you. It's giving you all of those nutrients from different aspects of life. That's where you want to be. You want that variety.
Buying the gear before actually taking a shot. It's so true, though.
And just, that's kind of like, as we know, posing for that Instagram photo with all the gear.
Yeah.
Zero,
Let me throw on a
60
visor on my
0 to
fucking
60.
my high school football helmet, even though visors are illegal in New York anyway,
Right.
unless they're fucking
Be
clear.
like, yo, we got beat by 60 points, but I look fucking fly right now.
Yeah. You also look like a child at 18
Like,
because you don't
what?
lift.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Anyway, it's real basic. Just eat. Eat more foods. It's that simple. Do the boring work. And stop wasting your money on stupid shit that has that doesn't give you the same return, right? So, I mean, it's almost like organic food. It's just more expensive. It's not any better.
Just make good choices. Just make good choices.
Yeah. So, pretty sure that's all we have for this topic for today.
And then look forward to your Auntie Anne's pretzel tutorial by these two
That's some whole
these
food.
two gentlemen
Yes.
who are very willing and able. They're sacrificing today a little bit of their cheat to do this for you guys.
Yeah, it should be here soon, so let's hope so.
We're having it Uber Eat delivered,
Yes. Yes, we are.
right?
When you eat whole foods, you get to work on stuff like
Yes.
Auntie Anne's pretzels.
This is true, but this is balance, right?
Yeah,
This is
that's the fun part.
yes.
This is the prize for doing so well.
You allow yourself to sprinkle in the good stuff, and then it allows you to appreciate that more. So there's more balance. And then when we like what we see in the mirror, we like what we're doing when we're training. All in all, it's a win-win. Do you want to give away, or is it just, we're going to say, give away the
No.
art. It's a
No.
secret.
Tune in.
Tune
Don't be a
in.
dick. All right.
I'll be yelling from the sidelines. There'll be a timer, by the way. No.
So that's all we have on this topic for this week's episode of Overdrive AF. Tune in next week for another episode.